worst possible thing you could say when you walk into a car dealership. I spent 5 years with Mercedes-Benz, 5 with General Motors, and the worst thing a person could say when they walk in is, if you could just get me to this payment, we got a deal.
So your loan's probably still like 19, which means you got to pay to get out. You're upside down. It's called negative equity.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome everybody to Wednesday, 12 noon car shopping Q&A. This is episode 5. We do these live shows 12 p.m. We're not going to usually be doing Wednesday, but I said, you know what? Let's throw in a special 12 p.m. Wednesday. So we are actually live. I know some of you may watch the broadcast because we do rebroadcast these lives. But this is actually live, and we're going to be talking and taking questions right now. So as you come in, if you could hit the share button and tag a friend. I'm just getting us up on TikTok right now. I got to make sure I keep people out who are under 18. So come on in. I'm going to share this. If you don't know me, if this is your first time seeing a show with me, type the number 1. Type the number 1 if this is your first time. Welcome back to people who have been here with us in the past or on previous shows. My name is Deshone the Auto Advisor. I spent 14 years in the car business, 5 years with Mercedes, 5 years with General Motors. And now what I do is I show people who want to learn how to car shop from home and how to save more money from home than they're ever going to save in a dealership. So I'm the author of the book, the digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. And I'm also the creator of the Cars from Home video library, which is a step-by-step video platform. But anyone who's on here for the next 30 minutes, you can get a copy of my new book, Cars from Home, in my TikTok bio at 75% off. It's normally $97, but for 30 minutes, you can get it in my TikTok bio for 75% off, Instagram bio for 75% off. Or you can go to deshonesbook.com in the Facebook comments or in the YouTube comments. But let's get busy. Get your copy for 75% off. Everything I'm going to be talking about on this show, once again, this is live. It's Wednesday. This is a 12 p.m. noon show. So for those of you who may have seen the broadcast, this is actually live. So we can start typing our questions in. And my man Dolan's going to pull those questions in as you guys type them. And we're pulling questions from TikTok. We're pulling questions from Instagram. Shout out to TikTok. Y'all can start typing your car shopping questions, and let's get busy. What's up, Mike? What's up, Fancy Girl? What's going on, Crows fam? I see you back. Good to see you. What's up, Manly Snacks? Good to see everybody coming in on TikTok. And as you come in on TikTok, can y'all start tapping the screen? If you're going to spend 10, 15 minutes with us, start tapping the screen, shooting those likes up. And then my man Dolan is going to bring in the first question when y'all type it. So Instagram, make sure y'all typing. Sometimes Facebook and YouTube, we notice y'all are a little slow. We need y'all to get a little faster because TikTok always types their questions fast and Instagram usually types their questions fast. But Facebook, y'all got to get a little faster with y'all questions. So we know that y'all going to step up today and start getting your questions in. All right. I see one that came in from JC. You want to pull that one up, Dolan? On YouTube? Okay. Our best deals, are they made from the comfy confines of our home, or should we hammer it out at the dealership going toe-to-toe, jab for jab with the salesman, finance, and sales managers? Well, you have no leverage when you're face-to-face with someone. And leverage is what gets you good deals. Leverage is what, we up to 500 likes on TikTok already. Shout out to y'all. Keep tapping the screen. Appreciate y'all. And tag a friend. Everybody bring your friends over. They need this just as much as you do. So what JC from YouTube just asked is it better? He's basically saying, am I gonna lose something by not being in the dealership face to face with a car salesman? You know, am I losing something? And it's a good question, but you're losing something by being there. And let me explain why. You're losing something by being there because your leverage in a negotiation, it comes from you talking to other people and having other offers. Let me give you a real example so that you can really understand that. When people are negotiating for your business, you're going to save the most money without trying. You go into the supermarket. Do you have to try to find the best deal on laundry detergent? Do you have to try to find the best deal on, you know, anything, spaghetti sauce? No. Why? Because companies are actually hoping that you look and see that they're the best deal. Hey, look, we're on sale this week. Hey, look, choose us. They're trying to get your attention. They realize they're competing with all these other brands and they don't mind. So even with a TV, I always use a TV for example. If you go out to buy a TV right now, is anybody on here worried about overpaying for a TV in 2024? Anybody? And I always want to remind people, as you new people come on, this is live. This is Wednesday, our 12 p.m. live call. So you our 12 p.m. live show. So you can ask your questions. This is not our rebroadcast. So what is anybody on here worried about overpaying for a TV? Anybody? No. Why is that? Because you already know that companies are competing to sell you a TV. Sony, TCL, Samsung, all of these companies are competing. Therefore, you know you're not gonna overpay. That's what we bring to car buying. In a nutshell, y'all, if I can wrap up what I'm trying to show you with Cars From Home, the reason why my brand is called Cars From Home, my book is called Cars From Home, my library is called Cars. The reason is because it's a mindset. It's a mindset. You're bringing the same mindset you would bring to shop for your TV to cars. And you don't overpay. You don't have anybody on here worried about having buyer's remorse for the TV. Look, Fancy Girl, Kiki, no. Look, RJ Newscom, no. Look, Patrice on Instagram, no. So no one on here is worried about overpaying for any of these items that years ago, we used to be worried about overpaying for TVs, but not anymore. So when you start staying at home and getting multiple offers and kill your programming that the car business has programmed you into thinking that you need to go in, then you're going to see how much money you save quicker. Okay? Who's not a good negotiator? As you come on, I want y'all to answer this question. Who's not a good negotiator? I see you, Yayo. I see you. Okay, I see you, Fun Times. Welcome, Tone Bud. Who's not a good negotiator? Just type me if you're just, Deshone, it's not my thing. I'm not really, look, Crow's fan. No, I'm not. What's up, Tom? Julia? So all of these, look, John C on Facebook. No. William on TikTok. No. All of these people are not yet. Danny on Instagram. So what I want to tell y'all is you no longer have to think you need to be a good negotiator to win with buying cars. You're going to start making people negotiate with each other. And that's multiple offers. So if you're buying your next car and it's a new car, you're going to get at least 5 offers from 5 different dealers. And if you're leasing your new car, you're going to get at least 5 offers from 5 different dealers while you're at home. And if you're buying a used car, you're going to stay at home. You're going to look at the entire used car market on all the marketplaces. I teach 8 marketplaces. You need to be everywhere a used car is. These are like if you were buying a TV, to continue to use that example, you wouldn't just be on Walmart.com, but not be on Amazon. You wouldn't skip Best Buy. You wouldn't skip PC. Wherever there's a TV, you would be. It's the same thing. And y'all are going to save more money than you've ever saved. Easier. This is how you take control and have your confidence, and you are empowered. Okay? So that's the answer to your question, JC. You don't lose by being at home making dealers bid. You lose by being in dealers going one-on-one. Okay, great question. Shoot the next one up, Dolan. All right, this one is Mr. Martinez on TikTok. Do they require a credit check with the request? Now, that's a good question. They'll make you think they do. Whenever somebody requests your credit for a quote, just know that that's a tactic. This is why you don't want to be in dealers talking. Remember this rule. Never talk numbers for a car in the dealership. Okay? Never talk numbers in the dealership. You want to only test drive the car. Now, it's a little different with a used car. New cars, leases, never talk numbers in the dealership because you have no leverage there. It's continuing to go back. You have no leverage inside the dealership. Now, when you are requesting your quotes, you're going to the dealership site. In my book, my book is called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. Everything that I'm teaching y'all is out of one of those 7 steps. Now, when you get to the point where you're getting offers, we're not using third-party websites because dealers pay for those leads. We don't want dealers paying any extra money to a company to get in touch with us. We want to go direct to dealers' websites. This takes 20 minutes. If you do it my way, you're going to the dealers' websites. In my book, I have a link to the dealers, each brand. You put your zip code in and it'll pull up all the dealers. Now, as you go to these dealers' websites, you're doing a copy and paste. Copy and paste. And now, what are we saying in that first message? What we want, what we're looking for, when we can purchase. We're not talking about numbers yet. We just want to see who has a car. Now, once we see who has a car, now my strategy that I like you to start using, and some of you who have my book, you've used it already, is the 25 to 5. 25 to 5 is when you're connecting with 25 dealers online, and the goal is to get 5 offers. So, and the reason why we get 5 offers is because 80% are overpriced. So 4 of those 5 offers are usually going to be overpriced. That's when you know you did it right. So when we're getting our quote request, one dealer might say, oh, I can't do it without credit. One of the things we say when we're requesting quotes for a lease is assume tier 1. Now, for those of you who are purchasing, not leasing, you're going to request quotes all in. Taxes, fees, everything in. Now, there are people who are going to try to knock you off your game. Some of you know, if you have my book, I have scripts for everything they're going to say, because I used to have to use these templates. You're going to hear stuff like, oh, we need you. When can we get on the phone? Can we just have a quick phone call? My script for that is I'm going to be handling my whole process from home. I'm only going to be talking to the person who actually makes the best offer. And then you always end with a question. So you will always ask. You never want to end your communication online just end with a statement, because they're trying to get you on their agenda. You're trying to keep them on our agenda, which is you're either going to let me know what car you have. Do you have a car that matches what I want? Second, once I confirm you have a car that matches what I want, can you give me an offer for it? That's what we want. And everything we do is to stay on that agenda. Does that make sense? When you're leasing and you're buying new cars, you have to have an agenda, because, again, I'm trying to teach you, I want you shopping with strategy. I've been doing this, helping people since 2021. We've helped over 8,000 people, probably 6,000 with my book, another 2,000 with our video program. So this we know works. I'm not telling you something that I'm hoping works for you. You just have to do it. But what you're going to have to do is stick to the agenda and realize that my only 2 purposes is to find out, does a dealer have a car that matches what I want? And can you make me an offer on it? That's it. And now I have scripts in my book that do that. For all of you who just came on, this whole show is sponsored by my new book, Cars from Home. And you can get your copy for 75% off It's normally $97. It's a digital book because I need to update it as things change in the market. And if you got a print book, if I printed a book and now I mailed you a book, now you got the book and it works now, but when you go to use it a year from now, some things may change, some websites may change and whatnot. Now you got to buy another book. So this book is a one-time, you get upgrades as I upgrade it, and I probably updated it at least 4 times since I launched it. So get your copy for 75% off in my TikTok bio, but you only got 30 minutes. Once 30 minutes passes, it goes back up to $97, which is still a great price, by the way, because you're going to save thousands of dollars using it in my Instagram bio and my TikTok bio. So you're never getting to the point, Mr. Martinez, where you are giving a person an opportunity to run your credit, because everything you're doing is at home requesting information. So as long as you get into the business of being at home, writing and requesting prices and seeing which dealer is going to offer you the car for the best price, you're never going to be in a position where you need to be giving your credit, because there's no reason. And if you give your credit, you really fell for the game, because now they locked you into them, which is the goal. So no reason for everybody, no reason to give credit to give somebody our credit to get an offer. All right, go ahead, Dolan. Next one. Type your questions. I see a lot coming in from Instagram. I'm in the dealership right now. Vital on Instagram. Keep that up, Dolan. Vital just said I'm in the dealer right now. Now, if you're there negotiating, then you're never going to get the best deal. You're never going to get the best deal. Understand, y'all, I'm not playing games. For those of you who don't understand what we really do here, like, this is Greg right here. Greg used our strategies. He got a $56,000 Kia EV6 win. He got it for $527 a month on his lease, no money down. That's through bids. That's not through negotiations. Danielle's lease, $44,000 Audi A3. She got it for $550 a month, no money down. You know, this is on a purchase here. Sean bought, and some of you may have these cars and look at your payments and you're going to say, Dad, Deshone, I got that same car, man, and I ain't get that price. That's why I'm trying to tell you to listen. And like, we're not regular here. And sometimes I think, like, I'm not the public. I could be in the car business making $200,000-$300,000 a year if I wanted to. This is not God's plan for me. I'm trying to give you the game, but you got to understand who I am. This ship has sailed. We've been doing this for thousands of people since 2021. If you just now here and you just finding me and you haven't used my stuff yet, like, you missed it, but understand, don't keep missing it. This Sean, he got this F-150 Lightning XLT, $73,000 truck, brand new truck. He saved over $20,000 getting bids my way. And the people who learn from me, they're never going back to the old way. They're never going back to negotiating and deals. It only take one time for you to use what I'm telling you and see how quick you buy cars and see how much money you save to realize, oh shoot, I'm never going back to that old way of car shopping again. All right. So if you want to do it, you need to leave that dealership, unless you're just there to test drive. That's different. So Instagram. Considering leasing a car, but feels like it will keep me constantly having a car payment if I choose to keep leasing at the end. Could you please explain the strategy to leasing versus financing? Absolutely. So when you're leasing, so this is a great question. Somebody said, look, if I lease, I'm going to always have a car payment. That's absolutely true. And so there's two totally different ends of the spectrum, y'all, when we look at how we acquire cars and get the best deals on them. One is a lease. My goal is to drive a new car, always under warranty in most cases, except if I'm a high mileage driver. I'm paying pennies on the dollar compared to somebody purchasing, like that same car that Greg got. He's paying $527 a month. That same vehicle would be, it's a $56,000 car. That same vehicle will be $1,000 a month on the car note, at least on a 6-year car note. So I'm paying pennies on the dollar. I just had somebody today, he's going to pick up a brand new Kia Telluride. He got a payment of in the 400 range of $42,000 Kia Telluride. Once he negotiated it, he decided he was going to put $2,500 down because he wanted his payment where it was. But he already had a ridiculously low payment. It was like a 1.1 lease deal on a Kia Telluride. I told him, I said, you know that same Kia Telluride, $42,000, that would cost about $800 a month to purchase? He said, yeah, I know. I used to buy one. I used to buy mine. He actually had one. It got totaled. So he knows how much he was putting into that vehicle before he actually figured out he's not an 8-year person. So if you're not keeping your cars 8 years, you should be shopping for aggressive lease deals because it's pennies on the dollar. And we shop with bids because it's easy, it's fun, we're in control, and that's the way we do it. Now, the other side of the spectrum are long-term vehicles that are going to be what we call a keeper. If anybody who has a keeper in their household, type a K. If you have a vehicle in your household right now that you've had for more than 8 years, type a K. Type a K. Type a K. As you come in, y'all, could you hit, if you're on Instagram, could y'all hit that paper airplane? It looks at the, like at the bottom of the screen. It allows you to share this broadcast with your friends. And could everyone who shares, could you share this broadcast? It does help. It matters. And I'm never going to stop asking for it. And I'm never going to stop appreciating the people who share. I appreciate you guys. And your friends will appreciate you more than anything, more than even I appreciate you. When you tag a friend who doesn't know me and they're car shopping, they'll appreciate you more than even I appreciate you. So, okay, all right. So we got John on YouTube, on Facebook. We got Michael. We got, hold on, let me see. Acura MDX, Rob Korn got an Acura MDX on Instagram. He's had it 195,000 miles. So these are what we call Derek on TikTok, Donald on TikTok. These are what we call keepers. These are vehicles that, when again, someone asks a question about understanding, if I always have a car payment, if I lease, can we please explain the strategy of leasing versus financing? I just told you the benefits of leasing. Now, all those benefits come at a price. Now, the other side of the spectrum is the long-term keeper vehicle, where now we have outlived depreciation, because the unseen expense is the one that's killing you. The unseen expense is depreciation. When you buy your car today for $30,000, tomorrow it's not worth $30,000, right? Tomorrow. You can buy a car today for $30,000 and bring it back to the dealer tomorrow. They're not just giving you your $30,000. You've lost money in one day. That's depreciation. Now, you can sit that car outside your house and you can have that car, you don't drive it 1 mile. You never even touched it. And you go out there and a year later, is it worth $30,000? No, right? You never told, but Deshone, I didn't even drive it. But you understand, it's not worth $30,000 anymore. It sat there for a year. Now it's probably worth $24,000. That's depreciation. So some of you have been trained to think, oh, well, I buy my cars because I don't want to pay for the mileage. What I'm trying to get you to understand is, when you understand depreciation, you're going to see not only do you pay for the mileage, whether you buy or lease, you pay for the car whether you drive it or not when you buy. Does that make sense? Type clear if y'all are clear so far on this, on these principles. Because it's bad information that's been fed to you for all these years, that, oh, you know what? I like to drive as much as I want. Oh, I like to do everything, and I don't want to pay for mileage, so I'm going to buy. But what you're seeing now is, oh, shoot. If I drive no miles, my car's worth less. If I drive average miles, my car's worth even less. If I drive high miles, my car's worth even less. Depreciation. It's the unseen expense. So now our goal with purchasing the right way and picking whether I'm going to shop for great lease deals or whether I'm going to be a long-term keeper is to avoid where the depreciation loses us the most money. The most money. Look, right here, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, you're losing the most money. This is when you don't want to have bought your car and replaced it, because you're losing thousands and thousands of dollars every year. And now many of you have been taught it's okay to switch cars while you're in here, dropping. But going back to the keepers know, all right, I'm switching cars when my value is like this, my depreciation. So all of you who said out there that you got a car that you've had for 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, now you're gonna, here's what proves to you what I'm saying is true. The keepers, which is why I'm trying to get you guys out of that middle, all you 3, 4, 5 year people, 6 year, 7 year people that do not lease. You don't keep your cars long enough to outlive this depreciation, but you don't lease, you're losing the most money by far. By far. Thousands and thousands of dollars every car you buy in resale value because you flip cars, try to trade them in while you just lost thousands and thousands of dollars. So on the other end, those of you who said, Deshone, I got a keeper outside, if that car today is worth $5,000, a year from now, it's probably going to be worth $4,800. That means you're no longer losing value like this. You're only losing value little by little, and you've outlived the depreciation. So your goal when understanding should I lease or buy is like, Deshone, okay, how do I avoid this? Well, if you're not keeping your car 8 years, you should be shopping for leases. Everyone who told you otherwise was wrong. I'm not going to say they were malicious, but they were incorrect. And unfortunately, I call them confidently incorrect. Dangerous. Dangerous. Being confident and incorrect is dangerous to you and others and everyone who's going to listen to you. So I'm telling you the truth based on numbers that shopping for lease deals is here. If I'm not keeping my cars 8 years, I need to be shopping for great lease deals. If I'm going to keep my car more than 8 years, then I'm going to purchase and I'm going to make sure I get a car that's going to last 8+ years so that I can outlive the depreciation and win with long-term ownership. But I'm not stuck in the middle. Clear? Clear? Everybody clear before we move to the next question? JC said, my man hitting on all cylinders. I appreciate you, man. This is what we do, man. I've been doing this since 2006, man. I'm not new to this. I've been helping people save money on cars and make dealers bid for their business since 2021. And that's what I'm known for. Here in New Jersey, people know when I had my brokerage, Deshone is the person that helps people save money if you listen to him. If you don't listen to me, God bless you. I wish you the best. All right, so for all of you, cue the next question up, y'all. For all of you who just jumped on, this whole show is sponsored by my new book. Everything I teach is out of my new book. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. It's normally $97, but as part of our launch, you can get your copy for 75% off. It's a digital book. It'll be in your inbox in literally 3 minutes. And if you're on TikTok, you won't leave the broadcast, so you don't have to wait until the show is over to click the link in my bio, get your copy. And then you can come back and listen to the rest. Same thing on Instagram. And we got something in the comments for Facebook and YouTube. You guys can click the comment section. Or if you're watching us on television, you can scan the QR code with your phone. All right, let's go, Dolan. Shoot that next one up, brother. Let's keep these questions coming, y'all. Keep typing them. And again, we're live right now. Wednesday, this is our Wednesday 12 p.m. live stream. I want to make sure I keep saying that because we broadcast these shows all day long so that some of you could tell your friends if they missed the live show, they can still see the broadcast. But right now, it's Wednesday, and this is our 12 p.m. live. So ask your questions. This ain't a rebroadcast. JC said, could you please share with us your insights on how to best eliminate dealer add-ons, addendum lists from the deal? Example, windows etching, low jack, nitro in the tires, Scotch guard. Okay, you name it, whatever. I always say this, and I have a video that has done well. It's been seen by several people, and it says we don't negotiate with dealers with fake fees. You can see what I need you to know is 80% of dealers are overpriced. 20% are trying to beat their competition, and they don't mind competing. These are the best people in the world. These are the people you want to find and buy from. But there's 17,000 new car dealers in this country. There's 100,000 used car dealers in this country. Somebody tell Isaac on TikTok that we just answered that question. So if there's 17 million new car dealers in this country, 17,000 new car dealers in this country, and 100,000 new car dealers, used car dealers, and 80% are overcharging, then you need a strategy to find the 20%. That's another reason why you cannot walk into a dealer and think you're going to get your best deal, because you don't know. You have a much higher chance of finding an 80% than you do a 20%. Does that make sense? It's more than likely when you walk into a dealer and you request a quote, or you request an info, even the dealer that you've been buying from, they're going to say, it's more than likely you're dealing with an 80% dealer, just based on the sheer numbers. It's not 50-50. And like I said, I've worked with 8,000 people since 2021. We have the data to show this is not 20% is who you're looking for. That's who we're looking for. So what we do is we need to sort for them. We're not looking to walk in. We're looking to stay at home and sort for them. The 80% are going to do what the 80% do. To answer your question, JC, I'm not interested in getting an 80% dealer to take off their fees, because that's not what they do. Thanks, Carter's dad. That's not what they do. They charge fees. People pay fees. People who walk into them and buy the old-fashioned way. Your friends. Some of my friends who don't know me, most of my friends know me though now. So, pretty much everyone that knows me in real life uses what I teach. But some of your friends, pretty much any of your friends that ain't doing what we teach, they're out there walking into dealers. And the 80% are going to do what the 80% do, as long as people keep paying it. As long as people, all right, man, well, look, you're going to have to take some of that off. It's made up to begin with. So how do I win if you're taking off $2,000 of fees you made up, and then I think I won? How's that a win? So the tactic is, the worst kind of people are going to start so high. It's called padding the deal. So when you walk into the dealership, I'm padding the deal if I'm the worst kind of person. If I'm somebody who I bounce from dealer to dealer, I make a lot of money, but my customer service scores are low, but I make a lot of money, so I always have a job. Now what I'm going to do is, you're going to sit down and I'm going to say, all right, which car are you looking for? Diana? All right, Miss Roberts. All right, here's what we're going to do. Okay, so it's going to be working out about $650 a month. All right. Shoot, that seems kind of high. Here's the problem when you're in a dealer. You don't even know if $650 was the right starting point. Maybe the real starting point was supposed to be $550. But I'm going to start you at $650 because I know psychologically you need to think you won. See, pay attention to this. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. Selling you a car, the way the car business has programmed you, it's not about you winning. It's about making you think you won. It's a psychological game that car salespeople are trained heavily for. So when you come in and I tell you it's $650, or when you look at that car and you see it and you're like, the window sticker says 42, but when we sit down and I say, okay, we got this fee and we got that. All right, so asking price is $45,700. And you're like, wait, but the window sticker says 42. But yeah, these are the add-ons that we have. All right, now I'm starting so high that I can take off money to make you think you won, and I still end up winning because I really didn't take off anything. So this is why we don't play the games of back and forth with fake fees. What we do is we sit at home, we get bids, if we're looking at pre-owned cars, we're looking at the marketplaces, we're narrowing it down, because my strategy for shopping for used cars is different than new cars. New cars and leases, we use something called the 25-to-5 strategy. That's when we reach out to 25 dealers to get 5 quotes. Used cars, we use the multiple marketplace strategy, where we go to all the used car marketplaces and now we look at what the low price is in the market and we sort it down to our top 3, top 5. And then we take it, we got to make sure there's no fake fees on them, because that's a tactic they'll use on used cars. Fake fees, put a price out there. So everything is a screening process. That's what I want you using, a screening process, a sorting process, so that the best deal reveals itself. You don't negotiate for it. But we don't try to turn 80% dealers to 20%. They're never going to be that. Maybe they will if we change the whole industry, and they won't be able to keep their job if they don't change. But for today, 80% dealers are going to do what 80% dealers do. That's not our job. Our job is to find the 20%. Clear? Good question. Great question. Shoot the next one up, Dolan. We're live, y'all. This is Wednesday. This is episode 5 of Car Shopping Questions and Answers. We don't usually do a live show Wednesday. It's usually Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 12 and 3 Eastern time. So that's the schedule. If you're like, man, Deshone, I want to make sure I tell my coworkers, I got people in my church, they need to see this. Tell them Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 12 p.m., 3 p.m., we're here live. But all day long, we rebroadcast these lives so that even if they miss it, they can watch the show and watch the rebroadcast. Go ahead, Dolan, shoot the next one up. What if your car is damaged and you want to trade it? Okay, great question. And what you'll notice is a lot of people are going to ask the same question you have because many of you are in the same situation. So what if your car is damaged and you want to trade it? It depends on how bad the damage is affecting the value, in my opinion. So let's say you have a vehicle that is barely drivable. You're selling it in its worst condition and it's making, example, let's say you got a BMW, older BMW, the transmission's slipping or the transmission's out, it doesn't drive, or it needs an engine. Something where literally the integrity of the car is totally compromised. That car is almost worthless. That car is going to be worth $500, $1,000, depending on the year, the mileage, $1,500. Meanwhile, if you put a used transmission in, this is why I'm an advocate. I preach you should always have a great local mechanic, a great local service shop in town that you use when your car has no warranty left. You must have this if you truly want to win, because these guys are usually 30, 40% of what a dealer is going to charge because they don't have that overhead. So what I'm doing, if I got an older BMW, no transmission, a Nissan, no transmission, I'm going to get a transmission from a salvage yard to get a used transmission, a used engine, pay $2,500, drop that in, and then sell the car like that. And I can tell you that that's what my father did. Like my father bought a GMC Envoy in 2009, maybe 4 years after he bought it in 2013. So it was 4 years old when we got it for him. Then maybe 3 years after that, the engine went. So he got a used engine. He's been driving that car since like 2017 with the used engine, and he's getting ready to sell it, and he'll probably get $4,000 or $5,000 for it on Facebook Marketplace because he's a low mileage driver. So you see how literally he could have went from switching a car when it was in its worst condition, taking a loss for it, versus investing the right money with the right person, getting the right engine, right transmission, drives it for a couple more years, and then can still pull a couple $1,000 out of it. Y'all clear? Y'all see how? Y'all see how? Type dollar signs if you understand that. That's the win right there. Not taking the loss and saying, all right, let me just get out of this car, it doesn't drive, and just taking the L. Big financial loss. Now, if you don't have major damage, then I wouldn't say fix it. If you're gonna go and you got a couple nicks on the car, then it might cost you $500-$600 to get the nicks touched up, but then the value of the vehicle only changes by $500-$600. So it was really a wash. You put 500 out, the car's worth 500 more. You want to only repair stuff that when you spend the money, you get double back what you spent. I put 2,500 in, it increased the value of my car by $5,000. And that's typically my opinion and my rules on how I like to operate when it comes to damage. Yes, I'm actually live right now. And why is your name the Auto Advisor? We got the Auto Advisor on TikTok. Go ahead, shoot the next one up, Dolan. All right, this one from YouTube. Alberto Romo. My car has some equity. Dealer called me if I want to trade for a new one. Car has less than 30,000 miles. Should I do it? Who's getting calls from dealers right now begging them to come in and look and let them buy your car? Who's getting calls? Who's getting emails? Who's getting letters right now from dealers? Fancy Girl Kiki said me. You're getting calls. You're getting calls. You're getting emails. You're getting letters. Hey, Ruben, we'd love to buy your car right now. Hey, Isaac, we can get you out of your car early. Come in right now. A lot of you, right? I see a lot of you. The reason that's happening, look, he's saying lock on Instagram, me. So the reason this is happening, y'all, is because they're depending on you letting the dealer be your first offer for your car. Now, see, dealers know they're getting outbid right now. They're not able to buy as many cars as they used to because people are getting used to, I mean, it's almost a curse word in my book. We don't use this word. We don't use the word trade. And some of you who have seen me in the past, you know, we don't use the word trade. There's only one scenario where we need to trade, and that's if we have too much negative equity. The reason why we don't trade is because trading is not a bidding system. There's 3 transactions that you've been trained to give to a car dealer. One is buying a car from them. That's its own transaction. I bought a car from you. The second is getting the loan from them. That's another transaction. I got a loan from you, because there's other companies out there that only give loans. They don't even care if you buy a car. They don't sell cars. They give loans. That's a clue that there's money in the loan business. Now, the third transaction is people who want to buy your car. When you give your car to the same dealership, you gave them your old car, that's one transaction. You gave them your loan, that's another transaction. And you gave them the purchase of a new car from them. That's 3 transactions. And most times you didn't get bids on any of them. That's how you're losing money. You're probably losing $2,000 here, probably $1,500 on the loan, and then maybe another $1,000, $1,500 on your car that you gave to them. Hidden money. See, I'm not just here to teach you how to car shop from home the right way, strategically using my system. I'm also here to reveal to you the hidden money that you haven't seen in your car deals. So you got to stop doing combining transactions. That's why we don't trade. We get offers in my book, step 2. My book is 7 steps. Everything I teach is 7 steps. Those 7 steps won't change. First step is most important question. That's leasing versus buying. How many years you keep in the car? Second step is equity assessment. I need to get offers for my current car, my current lease, see if I have any equity, see if I can break even, or see if I have negative equity. Third step is deal structure. I need to find out how much this car is supposed to cost if I get a deal on it. I'm budgeting for a deal. See, we don't budget based on how much I could afford. I'm budgeting, I'm looking at a car if I'm going to lease and saying, if I'm leasing, this is what a good deal would be on this car. I'm budgeting if I'm purchasing, this is how much I'm coming up with. Watch this. Many of you go in and you be, I only want to spend no more than $500 a month. Or hey, I only want to spend no more than $30,000. You end up spending $570, or you end up spending $31,500. Or they say, hey, yeah, we got you to $30,000, but what about the taxes? All right, well, I guess I'll just put that on a credit card. So you end up going over budget because you shop with your max budget in mind. We never shop with our max in mind. We shop with multiple goals below our max so that we always, no matter where we land, we're under our max budget. That's step 3. Step 4, we do something called shopping, not buying. We don't mix the two with my system. Shopping is deciding what you want. Buying is step 5 when we go into the market and we start getting offers on what we want. But when you get to step 5, you're in the market getting offers. Step 6 is paperwork and protection. All that paperwork that you need to know. All right, do I need this product? Warranties, all of that is step 6. And then step 7 is delivery. So everything I'm teaching you falls under one of those 7 steps. And I'm trying to get you to use a system instead of winging it. If you don't wing it, you'll be fine. But step 2, Alberto, is the equity assessment, where you're getting offers to find out what your car is worth. You can give the dealer an opportunity later to beat it, but you need to know. That's why we don't respond to those. Hey, come on in. Let me look at your old car. Let me buy your old car. Hey, come on in. Let me see. You need to call your bank for a payoff, and you need to go to CarMax, Driveway, Carvana, Kelly's Blue Book Instant Cash Offer, AutoNation sell my car, Car Guru sell my car. Take you 20, 25 minutes to do your equity assessment, and you got real cash offers that you'll know if I have equity in my car, and you'll know these people can cut me a check in an hour. And now let me go prepare to shop for my replacement car because these companies already bid on my old car. Type clear if y'all are clear on that. That's the equity assessment. That's my 7-step system. That's why my book is called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. All right. All of you could get a copy. You could get your copy for 75% off. It's normally $97, but as part of our launch, you can get it in my TikTok bio for 30 minutes for 75% off. Once the timer goes back up, once the timer expires, it's back up to $97. So get your copy before the timer runs out. Same thing with Instagram. Go to my Instagram bio. You'll have it 3 minutes and you come back to the show. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube, we got links in the comment section for you. All right. Great question, though. Look, go ahead. Shoot the next one up, Dolan. Oh, it said, this man, bro, spitting gold fire for real. I hope this isn't going over anyone's head. Me too, bro. Listen, me too. Keep that question up. Keep that question up. Fancy girl Kiki from TikTok. But me too, bro. Like, I'm sitting here, man, and I pray every day that the Lord help me to look. I want you to even see. I gotta unlearn. That's why I represent this brand. I got to unlearn. Like, I have been programmed, and the people who programmed me have actually programmed me because they make more money by me staying programmed. So some of you, it's unfortunate, are not going to spend $24. You're not going to spend $24. Now, I had people get the book for $97. It's people that might be on here that tell you, man, I got the book before we even had this sale. $97, but some of you are not going to spend $24 to get the book. But you want to go into a 5-figure transaction, a 5-figure, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000. Some of you who are buying luxury vehicles and exotics transaction, but it's something about not, and that's just unfortunate. All right, fancy girl Kiki from TikTok. Is it true that you can have your down payment go towards your payments? So all right. So when we're working out our loan, again, this is still combining the loan and the purchase of the car. Because when you're actually trying to figure out and hope your down payment goes towards the payments and actually goes towards the car versus you basically just giving it to the dealership or maybe losing it to, not going to the car, you're mixing. Because when we're shopping, we have loan. When you buy your car, if I'm financing, right? Give you an example. When I bought my Infiniti truck, I'm shopping for the car. Once I get the car, now, and I use my perfect budget calculator, it's in my book, it's a calculator I created. See, that stuff I can't even explain on this show. I can't explain how a calculator that I created works. It's a surprise when you get there, when you read and you're like, oh, this is a calculator. I've never seen nothing like this before. I know, because I made it. And I got like 5 of them in there. So, but when you're trying to do what it does, I could tell you how to do this manually to some degree. When you got to know what you can spend. That's why we have that budgeting exercise where in order for me to be at a $450 a month payment, I can't get any more than a $22,000 loan. If I get more than a $22,000 loan, then I'm going to have more than a $450 payment. So now you might say, okay, 6 years though, because if I go 6 years on the loan, then maybe I could get like $25,000 depending on my interest rate, but I need to know how much car I can buy based on where I want my payment to be. So now once I establish that in a budget exercise, you can do that with some calculators online, try to, but you have to account for taxes. The reason why these calculators don't work well, because they're not going to account for the taxes. They're not going to account for, any down payment you want to put in. and they're not going to account for any equity you may be getting. And then they're not going to give you these goals for, all right, a 5-year loan or a 6-year loan is 2 different prices. $450 a month for 5 years is not the same as $450 a month for 6 years. If I get a car at $450 a month for 5 years, I got a better price on it than if I got it for $450 a month for 6 years. So these are the things that you kind of got to have in your budget so that you know, all right, this is how, because it does me no good to know that I could go and spend $35,000 on a pre-approval. What does that do? How does that equate to what I can actually spend? I don't want to spend $35,000. That's a $700 a month payment. So, but once you establish the budget on how much I can spend, now you go find the car. So I'm shopping for the Infiniti, and I'm shopping knowing all of these cars are within my budget. Now, when I actually get the car, now what I'm doing is going and I'm finalizing my loan and having multiple dealers, multiple banks and credit unions give me offers for my loan. Everyone can run my credit with a hard pull because I'm within the rate window where it's not going to affect my credit negatively. It's only going to weigh as one hard pull. I know you've heard, oh, don't let all these people run your credit. If you do this right, according to how you're supposed to rate shop, you can Google rate shop. In fact, I'll show you right now. I'm going to share my screen so y'all can actually see. See, it's the information you don't know that's costing you. It's the information that you don't know that is costing you. Look, if I go to Google and I type in rate shopping, Experian. Experian has a whole article. Let me know if y'all can see my screen. Hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. Entire screen. Look. So I go right here. Rate shopping. They have a whole article about how to properly rate shop. And let me see. Look, the FICO score window is 14 to 45 day period, depending on which version is used to calculate the score. So we do it in 2 days. We do it in 2 days. So we don't even use the 14-day window. That's why we don't let anybody run our credit with a hard pull until after we already find our car. So now you come in and you are I'm letting all these people run my credit to get their offers for my loan, their offers for my interest. And then what I'm doing is whoever makes the best deal there, I'm calling the dealer and I'm giving the dealer an opportunity to beat it. Because the dealer has another 7, 8, 10 banks that they might, okay, let me see if I can beat that because I like to earn the business. And that's what I call the bank bidding war blueprint. So I'm putting that when you get my book, you actually get the bank bidding war blueprint because I haven't combined it with my book yet. It's going to take me probably about 30 days to combine it into my book. So I just send the book and I send the bank bidding war blueprint. That strategy right there is called the bank bidding war. So we're not worried about if our down payment's going to go to the car because our loan is always worked out with the bank, not with the dealership. Okay? Separate these things. When you start separating these things like I want you to, you're going to see I can't get into the same trouble I used to get into. Okay? Go ahead. Shoot the next one up, Dolan. Great question. Are you even actively selling cars or are you just selling books now? No, we're all in the education business. I haven't sold cars since 2020. TikTok, what's the best way to approach a used dealership? From home. All the marketplaces. So you don't want to, if you're shopping for a used car, you cannot afford to miss a place where a used car is. What does that mean? Car Gurus, Auto Trader, Carfax.com. CarMax.com, Carvana, Driveway, eBay Motors. There's 8 marketplaces that we use. Vroom used to be on there, but Vroom's out of business now. So, and we don't use, people will say, why don't you use Auto Tempest because it pulls inventory from all that. We don't use a third-party site because what it's doing is it's not going to pull all the inventory because no one's going to give this third-party site permission to just pull all their inventory, and now people start going to the third-party site instead of coming to them. So we just go direct to the marketplaces, and then the first thing we're doing, once we know our budget and what we can spend, we're going and we're looking for our car, but we are not going First thing you need to do if you want to get, y'all know, like what I'm famous for is teaching people how to get below market deals from home. Below market deals. When you're getting below market deals, you have to realize there's two other categories of most people paying. Some of you have been paying market value. Some of you have been paying above market value. So below market value means there's two categories that we want to buy below what they're paying. Okay? So we got to have that in our mind. Below market. Like when you look at Eddie. Look at Eddie. This is 2023. This was last year. Still coming out of low inventory. He got a 2023 Camry hybrid. And the hybrids last year, they were on fire. On fire. Like, so they were still charging $2,000, $3,000 over sticker price for the, he got $2,086 under MSRP getting bids. That was his lowest bid. Okay. He said, I had a 1 week window. So those of you who are like, Deshone, I need a car in a week. When you get bids, it ain't nothing. He said, I actually completed the process in 4 days. So below market deals where people are paying sticker price and they think they won. You know what? Hey, you know what? The best deal is, at least I didn't get a markup, sticker price. Now, let's get back to approaching the used cars. When we open up when we get in used cars. Oh, wait a minute, yo, banana Thad, you funny, man. So when we get in used cars, so our goal before we could get a below market used deal, we have to know what the market prices are. So when we open up those marketplaces, the first thing I want you to do is look and sort from lowest to highest prices on all of them. Lowest to highest prices. Well, the first thing we actually do is start an account. You want an account because we want to get alerts of all new inventory. So we start an account on all the marketplaces that we can start an account on. Now we're going to look and sort from lowest to highest, and we're going to look and see what the low side of the market is. Low side of the market, low side of the market. Now I might say, okay, the low side of the market is about 22, 23. If you're doing it right, you're always going to have prices that are $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 more. If you don't see that type of spread, you're not doing it right. So now we know this is the low side of the market. Now here's what comes with the low side of the market. Bad Carfaxes, frame damage, salvage titles, sketchy history, damaged cars. That's good. That's what comes with it. What we're looking to do is see where those cars are priced at, and we're looking to be right above them. And from there, we have a particular system of how we're going to sort based on title history, service records, extremely important. We will not buy a used car without great service records. Then we go to accident history. There's a couple different types of accidents: serious accidents, airbag deployed, vehicle towed. All of this is serious accident. I appreciate you, JCAA. Shout out to the sharers on TikTok. Now then we need to verify there's no bogus fees, because that's a narrowing down. Now that'll narrow us down to like a top 3, top 5, top 7. But some of those vehicles are going to have bogus fees, guaranteed. And this is not always happening day one. That's why I don't want you waiting until you need a car to go shop. I want you in the market early, a month, 2 months, 3 months before you need a car, so that you can watch the market. And when you can watch the market, you have much more leverage. You have much more flexibility. You can say no. You can see where the price trends are, and you can get alerts. Many times, it's the alerts of the new cars that's going to be the car you take down. Because once you know the low side of the market, now you're getting alerts. Every new car that hits the market, boom, soon as it hits, I can look and see, oh, that's priced on the low side. Now I look, oh, shoot, frame damage. Oh, shoot, salvage title. Oh, shoot, whatever. And eventually one pops up and you're like, oh, good Carfax. Oh, good title history. Boom. And now we're preparing to get ready to take that car off the market. We can't test drive used cars until we're ready to buy them, though. That's the only reason we can't do 100% of our used car deals from home, ever. New car deals, we've had people throughout, use my book in my course, 100%. Dealer delivers the car, that can happen. New cars and leases, 100%. Used cars, we can't. You must go to the dealer, you must see the car, you must drive it, and then that's when you're taking that deal across the finish line right then and there. Okay? That's a overview of what I call my multiple marketplace strategy. If you do that, you win. I mean, there's no guarantees in life. So I'm not here to guarantee, but I am here to say you haven't had strategy. When you're using strategy and boundaries, you haven't had boundaries or strategy. You add boundaries and strategies to your car buying, 99 times out of 100, you're going to win more than you used to win. All right? Go ahead, Dolan, shoot the next one up. Does your book teach how to sell and grow? I don't really know what that means. Sell and grow. This one's from TikTok. Do I get a discount for paying cash for a car? No. I know a lot of people told you. Who was thought you get a deal for paying cash? Type a dollar sign if you were taught you get a better deal for paying cash. I got the book, the cheat sheets, awesome. Service connected. Don't use the cheat sheet. If you got the book, scrap the cheat sheets. The book is the nuts and bolts. The cheat sheets is an overview. I see you though. Use it. Win. So, all right. So you got Gina VL. You got I don't want to butcher your name, so I'm not even going to try. I see you on TikTok though. I see Cozy Boy Nesto on Instagram. Okay, Monty. So my question was, who was taught you get a better deal by paying cash? All right. Now, I said type a dollar sign if you've ever heard this. Now, I don't want you operating with bad information. Let me tell you where this came from. And remember what I said earlier in the show. Earlier in the show, I told you the car business is not about you winning. If you win, great. But it's about making you think you won. And I can only make you think you won based on what you tell me you need in order to feel like you win. So if you come in and say, listen, man, I'm paying cash, man, y'all got to do something better for me. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, well, you don't get a better deal for paying cash. Now, I would tell you, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. You can get this price whether you pay cash or not. So like there is no, but somebody who's like not going to be willing to go and tell you that, they're going to make it look like, all right, I got to make you think that the deal I'm giving you is because you pay cash. This originated from when dealers used to finance cars. There are still people, and you may be one of them, who think the dealer owns your car after you get it. That's why there are people who say if they can't afford a car, they say, man, I'm gonna get a dealer back their car. It's not their car anymore. Unless you're dealing with like a buy here, pay here place where they're actually extending the loan to you, it's not the dealer's car anymore. But back in the past, dealers used to extend loans. They would hold the financing. So if you offered them all the money up front, it was an incentive for them because they knew it guaranteed they get the money now. And it also saved them interest. It saved them, if they were holding the note, then they're still technically paying for that car. And they're like, okay, I could save you another $1,000, $1,500 because you're going to give me all the cash up front. It's not like that anymore. It's not. Literally from the time you leave, the dealership is funded in full in hours. Like by the time you drive off, wire transfer, the dealer is funded for the car. The funds come from Bank of America, Chase, TD, M&T Bank, whoever it comes from, wired to the dealer. From that point, it's between you and who? Who's on the title? Who's the ones calling you if you don't make the payment? Who's the one setting up the car to be taken if you don't make the payment? It's not the dealer, right? It's the bank. So it's always between you and the bank from that point, which is why you don't get an exactly life experience. You're not getting a better deal paying cash. And that's just because that's the way it's set up. Now, the rare exception that you may see, and this doesn't happen a lot, sometimes there's like a low interest rate. Like when I was with General Motors, we might have like all right, you could get 0% interest, or you could get a $5,000 rebate. Only on a new car though. But you can't do both. So if you had somebody who could pay the cash, maybe they save more money by taking the rebate than they would if they were to take the loan. So in which case, you're not getting a better deal because you're paying cash. It's just an incentive to, you're getting a rebate. But so those are these are very rare circumstances. So I just don't want you going in and telling you that you heard that from me. And I'm just telling you that's the truth. Like, that is the truth. And when you really look at how banking works and how dealerships work and the fact they don't own the car, you'll understand there's no incentive to you paying cash at all. And if you're not investing your cash, see, I want you to also think about what you're doing with your money. Because if you want to pay cash, God bless you. Pay cash. Interest rates are high. Put as much down as you can. Pay cash. Get the loan out of there as fast as possible. You're paying 6, 7, 8, 10%, 12%. Get the loan out of there. Pay it off or make a large down, only finance a small portion of the car. But if the rates are low, which at some point we do believe rates will be low again, or I always tell people in the bank bidding war, you got to check, see if there's any special interest rates. There might be 0%, might be 1%, 2%. So if those instances exist, there are people who your money's invested. You're getting 8% on your money. You're getting 6%. You're getting 10%. You're in real estate. You're getting 15%. It makes no financial sense to take that money that's earning money for you out and put it into a car that is going to lose money for you. That $20,000, $50,000 you put in the car is going to be worth half of that in 3 and 4, 5 years. 5 years, it'll be worth half. So these are the things I talk about. I don't believe in one size fits all car advice, y'all. That's why I'm always saying it depends on this situation. If you're this type of person, if you're keeping your cars 8 years, you should be buying. If you're not keeping your cars 8 years, you should be selling. You should be leasing. A lot of people think, okay, Deshone, you talk about leasing a lot. I talk about leasing for people who are not keeping cars 8 years because they've been taught that they should still be buying. But I'm putting you in the strategy that's custom to your life versus what you've been hearing, which is people telling you, hey, do what I do. Only buy used cars, pay cash for them. That's your situation. So anyway, all of this is out my book. Cue the next question up, Dolan. We got a couple more minutes and then we'll wrap. All of this is in my new book, Cars from Home. It's called 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealers. Normally $97. You can get your copy for 75% off for 30 minutes. It'll be $24. And everything I teach is in there. Everything that my my students in my video course have had, my coaching. This is the same 7-step strategy that we use to get these below market deals. And I've been showing them throughout the show. So if you just jumped on, like we've been showing these deals throughout the show. All right. Go ahead, shoot the next one up, Dolan. How can we eliminate dealer add? Oh, we did that one. Yeah, we did that one from YouTube with the dealer add-on. This one's Dakota from YouTube. I have a Malibu Chevy, still drives good. However, the dealer's banged up as well as a few scratches. The door's banged up as well as a few scratches. If it's cosmetic, if it's banged up, I wouldn't worry about the few scratches because the few scratches is really what's normal. And people expect you to have normal wear and tear on a car. Some people think, hey, if I have even with leasing, you're allowed to have wear and tear, a couple nicks, dings, they allow that. They don't expect you to bring the car back perfect. Same way with this. But if it's a big dent that would be an eyesore and you can get a company like Dent Wizard or something like that to come pop the dent out, then I would do that. That might be $200, but it might make a buyer pay, $1,000 more for the car. Because if I come and I see the doors banged up, I probably want $1,000 off, depending on what you asking. But if I come and see you done smoothed it out, now you could ask, and I'm less like, you know. So that's stuff that you can put a little money in that gives you a bigger return when you go to sell a car. Okay, in my opinion. Okay, show and tell. I have the book. Is Maps Academy different? Yeah. Maps Academy is my video program. The book is the 7 steps. I have a video library that's 7 steps in video, and then Maps Academy is, you know, my video program, and I coach people. So we do these Zoom calls, so we make sure we answer questions. So I always say, get in where you fit in. You know, get in where you fit in. I don't care how you get the information. Get the information. You want to get it from my free videos on social media. You want to cycle through those. I got hundreds of them. Piece things together. Get in where you fit in. You want to be on the live show. Try to piece it together. You want to get the book. You want to be in the video library. You want to coach with me. Whatever. That's what I'm saying. It's no excuse. It's no excuse for any of you not to be getting below market deals when the information exists. And it's thousands of people that testify about me. I'm not new here. We got over 2 million followers. If I wasn't helping people, it would have been out by now. Somebody would have wrote by now, oh, this guy don't do what he said. I got thousands of people around this country, testimonials, hundreds that we done just grabbed, boom, boom, emailing us, yo, look at my deal, look at my deal. So it's just, you are just now discovering what we do. But understand, we've been doing this. All right. All right. All right. Go ahead. TikTok. What would be the sweet spot year in buying a used large SUV, Suburban or Expedition? Much as you could afford. You see, so when you look at quality, this is why I like to have multiple goals. Because what I like to do is I like to have a goal, right? 5-year loan, no down payment. That's one price. 6-year loan, no down payment. That's another price. 5-year loan with the money, you know, I might say, okay, if I have to, I can put $5,000 down. You know what I'm saying? Some of you, that's realistic. That's how you look at it. Man, if I have to, I got $3,000 I can put down. If I don't have to, I don't want to. That's why when you use my perfect budget calculator, which is in my book, step 3, when we're budgeting, we're deal focused budgeting. Here's what you want to know. If I want to be at $450 a month, how much is $450 on a 5-year loan? No money down. All right, that's one purchase price. Now, second tier, $450 a month, no money down, 6-year loan. I told you, I pay more if I had $450 for 6 years than I $450 for 5 years. So that's the next step up. Then I say, okay, 5-year loan using my down payment money. And then my max budget would be 6-year loan using my down payment money. But understand, I'm still under my max budget. I don't care if I have to go, and then we have another step where some of you have an old car. You have an older car, you're going to be selling it. You got 3,000 equity, you got 5,000 equity. That's also in there. So then it'll be no down payment, no equity. No down payment, no equity, 6 years. Down payment, no equity. Down payment and equity. See, all of this is below my max budget. Once I do a 6-year loan, my down payment and my equity, I'm not mad because I'm still under my max. Now, if I go above that now, if I wanted to do 5 and now I'm doing 6, or if I want to do $450 a month and I'm doing $480, now I've gone above my max budget. So my system for purchasing, we use this for new cars, used cars. Anybody who's getting a loan, this is what we do. This is in my book. My calculator generates those 6 goals for you. So when we say sweet spot, my first target is that first goal. That's my first target. When I went shopping for my Infinity, I was looking for a car under that first price. Couldn't find it. Jumped up to the next tier. Couldn't find it. Jumped up to the next tier. And it was my 4th goal is where I found this one at. But I still had like $4,000 or $5,000 more that would have kept me below my max budget. So that's how you want to do it. Shorter loans, no down payment. Longer loan that I'll take is 6 years. I'll never recommend anything longer than 6 years. And then we start adding those resources that we have to it. And then once we tap out at the top, that's our max budget, 6-year loan, the most down payment money. And then if I have any equity from my car, I'm putting that all into the deal. And then as long as I find a car in any of those, you know, and that's usually like a $10,000 to $15,000 spread, depending on, you know, how much resources you got. That's a couple $1,000s right there. So that gives you the room to bump yourself up without letting a car dealer bump you up over your budget. All right? That's why it's called the perfect budget calculator. And I invented it. All right? Praise the Lord. Listen, I appreciate y'all. We've been on for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. We do these shows live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wasn't going to do one today, but you know what? I said, you know, it's Wednesday. Let's jump on. Let's do a live. Let's get some questions. Let's get as many as we can. But this is what we do, y'all. You could tell your friends 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. You can meet me live on any of my platforms, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. And we'll be doing this live Q&A to make sure you guys get what you need to save money and get below market car deals. That is the goal. So for those of you who like Deshone, I appreciate the show, but I want everything in one spot, man. I don't want to even have to come back to this show anymore. That's all in my new book, Car Shopping. It's called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. You can get it for 75% off in my TikTok bio. It'll be in your inbox, and everyone who gets a car, who gets a book, right when you purchase, I give you a support email. So on that last page, you'll see a support email. If for some reason I don't give the support email out to the public because people just be emailing me with questions and all that. I don't do DMs. I don't do none of that because we got too many people to be doing DMs and all of that. Once you purchase this book, you get a support email. If for any reason your book doesn't arrive in 5-10 minutes, check your spam, check your junk folder. But if it's not there, then email us at support and we'll make sure we get you a copy right to you. All right. So use this information, get your book for 75% off. You won't pay the full $97 in my TikTok bio, in my Instagram bio, or in the comment section on YouTube or Facebook. We got a link in the comments for you, or you can scan the QR code. But that's what we do, y'all. Below market deals. That's the goal. Keep unlearning, keep relearning. I appreciate you. All right. See y'all on the next live.